Welcome back everyone to the Project Enigma YouTube channel. Now this channel is dedicated to the teachings of trading psychology and general entrepreneurial mindset. I like to look into topics of the human mind, how it works, and how it affects traders specifically, but also how it affects entrepreneurs in general, no matter what industry they are in. And today's video, we're going to be speaking on a very controversial topic. If you've read the title, you can obviously see that I would like to let you know why Forex mentorship does not work. And this topic is a big topic because Forex mentorship is everywhere. Anyone in the Forex space will know that no matter which platform you're on, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you will find mentors absolutely everywhere. And some of them are mentors that are free and they don't charge money, but some of them are of course paid mentors who claim that they can make you a profitable trader. And there are many students who take them on and pay whatever prices from like $100 all the way to $10,000 for a course. And the reason I say that mentorship doesn't work should become clear throughout this. There are three main reasons why it doesn't work, but I'm also going to be explaining some of the ways that it can work to help you guys with finding the right mentor. Like, what things do you need to look at while you're choosing your mentor? Now, before we get into it, I would obviously very much appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video. It very much helps me out. Now, as we're going to the first point, this is going to be that Forex mentors are very rarely teachers. Now, you can have all of the skills in the world in any industry, but if you do not understand how to actually teach the skills that you have learned, then there isn't much that you are going to be able to do for your clients or for your mentees. And I see this all the time. There are many mentors that I see online who are very vague with their teachings. They don't go in depth with how they actually came around these ideas. They just kind of regurgitate things that they have heard from other people, and they kind of rely on the really small percentage of people who are really forward thinking and can kind of just get these lessons really quickly without much help. But the problem is 90% or 99% of the people that are going to take these mentorships on aren't able to kind of do free learning. They're not able to learn independently without the mentor. So when they hear these really vague teachings, nothing really goes in and they don't actually understand how to apply the knowledge. So ultimately, they just don't learn enough to become successful traders off the back of any specific mentor's teachings. And on top of that, the majority of mentors that I do see offer more group coaching or courses, pre-recorded courses. And the problem with that is each individual is different. And trading is a very vast industry with so many different lessons to learn. And people are at completely different stages of their journey. So when there's a really generic set of teachings that is pushed onto everyone, there are of course going to be some people who it resonates with really strongly, and everything just clicks for them. And they're like, yeah, this is the part of my journey that I'm on, and this sounds like you're talking to me. But for the most part, because everyone is so individual, everyone suffers from their own specific weaknesses and they have their own specific strengths. The teachings are just too broad, they're too vague. And so each individual doesn't have their learning journey nurtured the way that it should do. And so this is the first reason that Forex mentorship just doesn't work. The actual mentors are not efficient at teaching. They're not teachers. They they are good at their skill. They have mastered their skill, but they don't quite understand how they've got there. They don't understand what it is that they did to get to that point, and they're not able to say it in a way that is digestible to their community, that is easy for people to take on and apply themselves. And so for all of the mentors that are out there, the majority of their students are not getting the results that they promise because the mentor isn't capable of teaching in an effective way. And then, of course, like I said, it's also that the teachings are always way too broad. It's always designed for the masses, because ultimately mentors aren't doing what they're doing out the goodness of their heart. I just want to interrupt this video to let you know how you can win a free one-on-one coaching session with myself. This will be a trading psychology coaching session for anyone who has the technical abilities to trade, but just can't get on top of their trading psychology. Now, all you need to do to be in with a chance of winning is make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Drop a comment below to let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this video. And then make sure that you go to the description of the video and you join my Discord channel. And I'll be choosing the winner on the 18th of March. It is usually with a motive. Everyone has a motive. And in this case, it is money. So most mentors assume that the more people they can get into their private mentorship groups, or the more people they can sell their course to, the better the results will be for them and for their students. But again, this makes the teachings way too broad. It means only a really small number of people will resonate with the lessons being taught. And so ultimately, there is a lower rate of success amongst their clients. Now, this is reason one. Reason two is because most mentors just happen to be in a good psychological space. Whether they had their own psychology mentors, whether it's just been years of battles with their own mind and experience has taught them, they aren't equipped usually to teach the side of trading psychology, which we all know by now is one of the most important parts of trading. It's one of the biggest factors that will affect whether you become a successful trader, because you can have the best strategy in the world. You can have a strategy that, once back tested, proves to have a 100% win rate. Obviously, we know that can't happen, but let's just say it could. All of that means nothing if you are unable to execute it on a live market in a robotic and precise manner. And this is all down to trading psychology. This is how you handle your emotions. This is how you handle your mental. This is how you get rid of your fear, your greed, your lack of confidence. All of these things, there's like, trading psychology is such a big topic, and it's such an important topic. And what I have found from most of the mentorship groups that I've seen, a lot of the mentees I've spoken to about their experience, trading psychology is a topic that is lacking within the overall course. The mentors are very focused on the technical side of trading, which of course is important. At the end of the day, if you don't know how to technically trade, if you do not have an edge, there is no way you can become a profitable trader. However, the issue is, without the psychology part, like I said, the best strategies out there and the best technical traders will still fail. And the mentors need to start understanding this, but it kind of leads back to the first point. Even the mentors that know trading psychology is of the utmost importance, they don't understand the realities of how they built their psychology. So they are unable to teach their community. So one of two things happens. It's usually that they attempt to teach it in a really simplistic way and nothing catches on for the mentee, or they just don't teach it at all. There are a lot of mentors, Forex mentors, that solely focus on the technical aspects of trading, and they don't put any value for their community in trading psychology. And this is a huge issue because, again, some of these mentors are charging crazy prices to be able to teach you exceptionally well how to technically trade, and loads of their students are still being unable to become long-term profitable traders because they don't know how to handle their emotions. They don't know how to keep on top of their psychology. And if they are unable to do that, then they are unable to be long-term successful. So this is another big reason why Forex mentorship just tends to not work. There isn't enough focus put in on the psychological aspects. And even when there are, this is kind of a side topic. Trading psychology, as I said, is a very big, vast topic. And it doesn't just end with trading psychology. Like all of the general things that we all hear about all the time from all over the internet about the fear of execution or the fear of missing out, having a lack of confidence in your strategy. Trading psychology doesn't stop with that. And in fact, it doesn't even start with that in the first place. The way that you think about the markets mentally, the way you are able to control your emotions and handle your psychological downfalls stems from your world outside of trading. At the end of the day, none of us were born into trading, but we had already developed a mindset. Our psychology has already developed from experience that we've gone through, from teachings from our school or from our parents, from friends close to us, from general media, the way it portrays the world. So we have preconceived ideas in our head, and some of them are really deep-rooted. Some of them are subconscious. So we don't even understand that we have some of the issues that we have. And for example, some of these things are the fear or the desperation that then causes a fear in your trading. This idea that I need to make money because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, etc., etc. You can see it just from the trading psychology standpoint, but why do you feel like that in the first place? It's likely to be feelings from outside of trading. It's the relationship that you have with money in general. It's the relationships that you have with habits around money. Like, do you waste money? Do you spend it frivolously, or are you actually quite good with money? All of these things that are outside of trading will have a huge impact on your trading psychology. And again, this is something that most mentors do not understand. In fact, most people do not understand. Most people don't understand the importance that psychology plays in all aspects of their life, from their trading to their work, to their relationships. It plays such a huge role in life, but not many people spend the time thinking about how different areas of their mindset affect different areas of their life. And this is all done through introspecting. A lot of people that meditate and journal will be significantly better at this, especially when it comes to their own mindset, because they introspect a lot and they're very self-aware. They're usually slightly more honest than those who don't. So when they spot weaknesses in their behavior or their psychology, rather than getting their back up about it and trying to blame the rest of the world for why something isn't working out, they can link things together and they can say, well, this is how I have been thinking and feeling, and these have been my actions, and therefore these are the results. And this is really, really important inside trading. When you make mistakes in the chart, even though you have a clear, defined plan that you're supposed to be following, there is always a root cause. There is an action taken from the root cause, and then there is the negative result. And a lot of people miss out the first part, and so they're never able to fix the issue. And again, most mentors are not thinking about human psychology in this way. And therefore, they are never able to have a reasonable success rate amongst their clients. And I say reasonable because at the end of the day, Forex trading or trading in general is a very, very difficult skill to master. It's a very difficult industry to be successful in. So none of us can expect a 100% pass rate amongst mentees, amongst the general trading community. There are going to be people that fail all the time. But by reasonable, I mean just starting to raise the percentage. It shouldn't be that less than 5% of traders across the board are passing, especially when so many of them have been a part of paid mentorship programs. But this leads me on to my final point as to why Forex mentorship doesn't work. And this isn't on the mentors. The mentors can't be blamed for everything. They can't be blamed for the failure rate of their clients 100% of the time. The last reason that Forex mentorship tends not to work, and this usually is in the lower priced courses and programs, is that the majority of people are average. That is why, like, we all know what the word average means. It's a combination of everyone and looking at the mean. And most people with their average behaviors do not take mentorship as seriously as the mentor intends them to. No mentor can give you teachings that just go in one ear, are solidified in your brain, and are executed perfectly without you working. There are many mentors who probably get frustrated when people say this didn't work, but they know that they only attended 50% of the seminars that they hosted throughout the course. They didn't do any of the homework assignments. They weren't turning up to the Q&A sessions. They weren't asking questions. And this is actually the biggest problem. The mentors in their head are doing the best they can. The traders, the clients, the mentees, they are rarely they're rarely acting to the best of their abilities to make this mentorship work, because the majority of people are average. And that's not an insult. It's not me trying to put anyone down. It's not me saying that I'm better than anyone else. What I am saying is that I see a lot of complaints about why this isn't working. And this isn't just in mentorship. A lot of people that take on mentorship programs and training programs, they will say it doesn't work. But in about the same percentage of people that will be trading with prop firms, saying that the prop firm is the reason they failed, as opposed to themselves. And this happens across all industries. The majority of people, the average of people, won't be putting in the work required, the work that's necessary to come out on top and get the most out of an educational experience. How many people have watched a video on, let's say, drop shipping, how to drop ship? And there is someone who's successful at it, and they provide the complete entire outline for free or paid on how to drop ship. How many people watch the videos from start to finish? How many people actually apply all of the lessons that they have learned, versus how many people actually become successful in that industry? There is a call for it being a lack of efficient knowledge being provided, but there is a deeper issue that as a society, we all want the world. We want our worlds to be the best they possibly can. But not many people want to do the work that is required of them to reach this stage. Not many people want to wake up at 4:30 in the morning so that they've got that extra bit of time around their work, around their kids, around their friendships, to actually study for what they're trying to achieve. And so there aren't many people that are able to get above the average, get above the rest. And that's all it really takes. If you look at the majority of the people around you, they are all taking relatively similar actions and working with relatively similar work rates. And your job is to be able to get above that. And if you can get above the average human being with your discipline, with your consistency, your dedication, your work rate, you are bound to become an above average person. So for traders who are thinking about getting into mentorship or have taken mentorship and they're concerned about whether it'll work or it hasn't worked in the past, it's okay if there are specific reasons why it didn't work out and they're not your fault. But there is also a call for you to look at your behavior during that process. What was your behavior like? Did you honestly do everything in your power to make this happen, to make it work? And 9 times out of 10, the answer will be no. For the average person, when they look back on specific events in their life where they were looking for a specific outcome, but they were involved in making the outcome happen, if you ask them, did you give it 100%? If they're being honest, the answer is probably no. And then people complain about the results, about the outcome, and try to pretend like they had no real control over the outcome of the situation, when it's rarely true. The truth is usually that you have complete control over the situation because someone else out there took the same mentorship program and it worked for them. So yes, mentors need to become better teachers. Forex mentors specifically need to understand the importance of trading psychology more. But above everything, the most important thing is for normal, everyday, wannabe traders to understand that if this is to work, they are going to have to work. They are going to have to sacrifice sleep, to sacrifice social life, to sacrifice hobbies and interests in order for this to work, especially in an industry as difficult as Forex, with such a low success rate as Forex, or again, trading as a whole, depending on what you trade. If you can start to understand these things and you believe what I'm saying, then it's actually okay, because that means there are ways around this and there are ways for you to get ahead. You just have to think about your route forward. So if you are going to go into mentorship, then some advice that I would give to you is vet your mentors properly. Don't choose mentors based on hype. Just because they're well known on a platform, just because they've got lots of followers and lots of likes, that does not mean that they are going to be good teachers. So when you're looking to take on any program, one of the things that I would suggest you do is that you ask for an overview of the course. You ask for an outline, because one of the key differences between someone who can teach and someone who can't is that the ones that can have roadmaps. They have outlines of, this is where you will start with this knowledge level. This is where you are trying to get to. And this bit in the middle is the exact way that I'm going to get you there. These are the specific lessons I'm going to teach you to get there. And someone who cannot teach, who doesn't have an acceptable level of teaching ability, will be quite cagey with the route to success. They will spend more time showing results of traders that have made mass amounts of money and saying, if you want this, then come to me because I can do that for you. Real mentors don't need to do that, because the journey is supposed to be personalized. So they need to explain to you the different stages, the different chapters of the journey. And then they need to be able to say, this is the time frame it's going to take. These are the ways in which I'm going to teach it to you. If they can do that, it's much more likely that their teaching methods are going to work for a larger group of people, which you will then more likely be able to fit into. The other thing that I would personally do is decide whether your mentor understands the psychological aspects of trading. Now, if they don't, it's not necessarily a problem. However, you are going to need to have a workaround. So if there's a mentor that is excellent at teaching the technicals, and you know for sure you're going to have a strategy after and a technical understanding that gives you an edge in the market, but you also realize their course, their mentorship doesn't have much to do with trading psychology, that's fine. You just then need to figure out where you are going to get this psychological education from. Is it going to be from another mentor who specifically specializes in trading psychology? Are you going to take a course? Are you going to study psychology as an actual subject? Are you going to just introspect a lot? Are you going to meditate every day and try to figure out why you feel the way you feel, why you don't have control over your patience or your discipline, your consistency? If you can do that, then it doesn't matter that the mentor you choose is mainly technical, because you are filling in the blanks yourself. You're going out of your way to figure out how to put the pieces of the puzzle together so that it all works together. So if you are going to get a mentor, those are the two things that I would consider. And the last thing that you need to understand as a trader is that this is a long journey. No matter who tells you that it can be done in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, if your mentor or if anyone around you is giving you a very specific amount of time that it will take you to become profitable, then they're probably not the mentor for you, because no mentor is capable of telling you how long it will take for the teachings to click for you. They can say generalized how the average time it takes for one of their clients to become profitable, or the time it took them to become profitable. But they don't know you. They don't know any of your psychological barriers. They don't know your work rate. They don't know how quick you learn. So they don't understand how long it's going to take you to become consistently profitable. You also don't understand. There is nothing out there to tell you how long it could take. And I think one of the biggest reasons that traders quit is because they came in with an idea of how long it would take. And when it doesn't happen in that time frame, it's almost like they've already failed. Like they're never going to be able to do this. They're terrible traders, and this just isn't for them. But the truth is, for some people who are super successful in the industry, it's taken them 5-10 years to get to that point. For some people, it's only taken a month. But if you want to have the best chance of surviving through the hard times, it's probably best that you accept from a really early stage in your journey that it could take as long as it takes. It's a journey that has no destination that can be marked. And if you understand this, then you will most likely be a lot less stressed when it comes to your failures. When things aren't going right, if you have a preconceived idea that this is going to take as long as it takes, there's no pressure. It doesn't stress you out. It's much less likely that you're going to say, this isn't for me, I quit. So that is the last thing to consider. This journey is personal to each and every one of us. It will take as long as it needs to take. All you can do is do your best to put more focus, more time, more energy, more commitment, more dedication into mastering the craft, while also looking for more relevant mentors who cover the biggest areas, and they do it in the most efficient ways. Outside of those things, you are not in control of how long it will take, so there is no point worrying about when it'll all work out for you. And to be honest, the journey of anything is the exciting part. People don't realize that whatever you're choosing to do, there is no end. You don't get to the end of it and go, I did it. It's a never-ending journey. And the journey is the fun part. It's the exciting part, if you allow it to be. It's the bit that creates memories and experiences in your life. So if you want to master trading, if you want to become a successful trader, then you need to understand why Forex mentorship usually doesn't work. And that's because usually mentors aren't teachers. Usually mentors do not put focus in trading psychology, and usually individuals do not give their all in order to achieve. And when you can understand this and you can start applying what you've learned in this video into your journey, into your search for education, you will find much better results from mentors and from coaching programs in the trading space. I do hope that everyone has learned something from this video. I hope that it makes you more cautious about letting go of your hard-earned money. And I hope that it leads to a slightly more smooth journey on your way to Forex success, on your way to trading success. And if you have found any value, in today's video, then do be sure to give me a like and subscribe to the channel. It does help massively. And I'll see you all next time for another video on psychology for entrepreneurs and traders.